Hello, everybody. Thank you for stopping through. Jay Hunter Lee here. My mic was muted, so I had to unmute it. That's why you saw my mouth moving with no sound. So thank you guys for stopping through. We want to talk about something very important. So let's get it. Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. What's up, folks? What's going on? Thank you guys for stopping through. Really appreciate you guys stopping through here. Want to talk about something. This is basically by special request. A friend of mine's, buddy of mine's, name is Ron. He asked me to cover something. I posted something this morning from Albert Einstein, and he asked that I talk about it. I said, okay, I'll do it. And today is that day I'm going to talk about it. So we have no class tonight, no school this evening, so I can just focus on a little bit of the homework that is provided. But outside of that, folks, I'm very excited to be talking to you guys today about this topic, energy and frequency. I have talked about this in the past. Earlier this year, I believe I've touched on it, but I really talked about this a year ago. So, or two. But I think at least once a year, I pretty much cover this stuff. So that's what we're going to go over today, but not yet. I want to first talk a little bit about the topic, why I'm covering it, and things like that. This is my juice here. This is my kiwi strawberry here from Aldi's. I love to shop at Aldi's, folks. But listen, the universe operates on two things and two things only: energy and frequency. Let me say that again. The universe operates on two things and two things only: energy and frequency. Many of you have heard of the term the law of attraction. That has really become popular, back in 2006 when the hit documentary movie came out called The Secret. There was a lot more to what they said in the movie. I won't go deeply into all of that right now because I'm trying to get you guys in and out. I went live yesterday, but I want to keep it a little shorter today. Get you guys in, get you out of there. All right. Yesterday I did a live event, a podcast, but it was long. But it was supposed to be long because I had a lot to cover. But I want to talk about this today: energy and frequency. So again, the universe operates on two things and two things only: energy and frequency, folks. We're going to go into a little bit of that today. What's involved in that is understanding and knowing the 7 natural laws of the universe. That's something we must cover in order for me to make my point in what I want to share with you guys today. And I'm going to show you some screenshots in that regard as well. So, folks, if you are talking everything that you want in life wants you. Everything you seek in life is seeking you. There are laws that covers these things. Your brain cells also reflect on these natural laws. So, for instance, if you say that you want to do a thing, you just can't sit back and say you want to do it. You just can't bring it into existence by just saying or thinking about it. So a lot of people thinking that's what it means. Oh, speak it into existence or think it into existence. That's not how this works. It works by you in order for you, whenever you think of an idea, okay, dream of an idea. These things are happening in the spiritual realm. That is what sets up your frequency. Okay. Now, remember, guys, I talked to you earlier, past few podcasts where I talked about your spiritual footprint. If you guys remember that, your thoughts, dreaming it, that sets up your frequency. If so, for example, and I always use this example, if you say that you want to be a millionaire, you already have set up that frequency of becoming a millionaire. What has to take place? That's come from your spiritual realm. Your frequency has already been set. Now, what has to happen in the physical realm is what is called action. You have to put it to work. You have to go to work. You have to have a full commitment to that action. So, in other words, what we think about, we bring about. You have to bring it into a physical reality with what you do, your habits, what you do, your operation, your actions. The last 6 letters in the word in the words law of attraction, the last 6 letters in that is action. As they say, prayer without work is dead. So you have to go to work. You have to put in the action. You have to work and do the things that is in that frequency. So if you want to be a millionaire, you're going to have to start thinking and doing the things that millionaires do. Otherwise, you won't be a millionaire. So how do you say, well, Jay, how do I become a millionaire? How do I know what they do? You have to study. You have to read. This is what I say. If you want to watch TV, find some documentaries to watch on wealthy people and figure out the things that they've done to get there. Not what they've done, but the mindset that they have, the habits that they have. You have to study these things. You have to see what it is. You have to try to see how you can duplicate those efforts and put your own signature to it. Because guess what happens? The universe is recording this. Again, that's called your spiritual footprint. The universe is one big algorithm. You guys remember me saying this before, right? So put forth the action to what you want to do. The universe would aid you. How does this happen? How does all of this happen? The other word in this topic, energy. Everything is energy, people. The universe expansion, energy. Dark energy. As scientists have said, this expanding the universe is something that's called dark energy. Then there's dark matter. Dark matter is the reason why we have gravity. Dark matter, without dark matter, your body would just simply fall to shreds. But it's dark matter. Matter is what's holding us together. So take a look at something I'm about to show you guys. These are the 7 natural laws of the universe, and I'm going to explain to you these laws, not in depth, but just enough where you can understand them. I don't know if my man Ron is here or not, but this is what he requested. So let's go into this, folks. I want to talk about these natural laws, okay? Let's talk about them. Let's talk about this first one. These are the 7 natural laws of the universe, right? One of this video plays. Let me see if this video is going to play. There's some text under here I'm going to go over, but let's see how long this. Okay, these are 26 minutes. We're not going to be here that long. I'm not going to play the full video, probably just a few seconds. Let's see if we get some sound on this thing. Well, that's taking too long, so skip that. I'm gonna just keep scrolling all the way down here. Let's go down here to the first one. These are the 7 natural laws of the universe, the law of vibration. That's number 1, okay? Many of you know the law of vibration. You've heard about it, you've heard it before. That's where the verb vibe come from. People say, hey man, I'm just trying to vibe. That's vibration. Vibration does not happen without energy, people. Okay? So it says here, I'm going to skip down to the second paragraph. In terms of personal development, success, relationships, dating, coincidence, any of those things, your emotions around any part of life are your vibration in that area. Now, here's what you got to understand, folks. A lot of women, particularly a lot of women, are impulsive. Okay? Let me come back to you guys on the screen here. Are impulsive. They react without receiving the facts. Bad energy. That sets up a lot of other things that allow them to act that same way. So when people say, well, I'm a female, this is how we are. No, that's not how you are. By origins, that is not how you are. That is how you respond to things And the universe will record your spiritual footprint and keep giving you more of those simple things that you're going to respond to the same way. And it continue, and then you're going to start to have stress and start having all this other stuff going on with you. But that typically happens because you don't change your habits and first change your thinking. You receive facts first. Everything needs to have facts. Okay. A lot of people they fail to realize that. That's your vibration. And then you have so much of it, you become toxic. And when you become toxic, nearly everything you say out your mouth is negative. Anything you say about other people, negative. Next thing you know, you're sick. Listen to this, folks. I call it stinking thinking. And listen to this. Stinking thinking will ultimately lead to a stinking attitude. A stinking attitude will ultimately lead to a stinking health. And a stinking health will ultimately lead to a stinking death. I don't make this shit up. These are natural laws, folks. Whether you believe in these laws or not, they still apply to your life. And I'm not here we all operate these laws, but most people are operating these laws to a point where these laws are working against them. You have to make these laws work for you, not against you. But people do not understand it. They haven't gone through the 4 phases of learning on these natural laws of the universe. They're on that first phase, which is called unconsciously incompetent. And they don't want to grow from there. So that's what we're saying. That's what we mean when we talk about vibration. Vibration. Everything moves and nothing rests. That's what vibration is. It's a vibration. Your hand is moving at so much speed, you can't see your hand moving. If you just put it there, you think it's not moving, but your hand is moving. If you put your hand under the proper microscope, you will see that your hand is moving. Guess what, folks? A dead body is also moving. Okay? That's the law of vibration. How are you vibing? What is your vibration like? See, your vibration stems from energy. Energy, everything is energy. What energy are you putting into things that's causing your vibration to either go bad or positive or negative? Okay? Let's talk about the next law, called the law of relativity. The law of relativity. Now, there's some things in here where he talks about that law of relativity. He says, if you're looking at a problem and hyper focusing on it, it can start seeming overwhelming, and like that problem, everything else in your life. Everything in your life. So what does that mean? Some people will call that Murphy's Law. Some people will call that Murphy's Law. But guess what? Have you ever had a situation where you wake up in the morning and you bump your toe or bump the elbow, you just not bump something on your body? That's how the universe is letting you know that your vibe is on a frequency where that your whole day was going to go bad like that. So you have the opportunity to change how you feel, change your thinking, change your energy. You have that opportunity. That's the perfect thing. That's the greatest thing about universal laws, is that you have the opportunity to change. The fact of the matter, though, is that most people don't change. Did you know that if you continue the change habit, it would marinate in your core. It becomes your core self. People don't know that. Most people core don't change because they don't change. They don't work on change. You have to work at change, folks. Some people say, I don't care how much you try to change, your core is who you are. And that's right. But you can train your core just like you can train your brain. How do you train your brain? You train your brain through consciousness. Consciousness is your higher self. That's your spirit. That's your higher self. You have to understand this, folks. Your brain is physical. If you were to look in someone's brain, you can't find consciousness. You know why? As Dr. Deepak Chopra once said, you can't find consciousness in their brain because it's consciousness that's doing the searching. So you have to do things in the spiritual realm first. That's your thinking. And you have to manifest it in the physical realm. That's your actions and movement. There's a brain function that supports that. What is that? The first part of your brain is called the frontal lobe. Look that up. It's called the frontal lobe. What is the frontal lobe? That deals with thinking, planning, dreaming. Your frontal lobe takes care of that part. That's the frontal lobe part of the brain. Now, what must take place after the frontal lobe does its job? The next part of the brain is called motor cortex. Motor cortex. The motor cortex of the body, of the brain, deals with movement and action. That is why the last 6 letters of law of attraction is action. You have to apply action, folks. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the law of relativity. The law of relativity means you can relate your situation to something that's worse, and you'll find that you're in a better situation. What do you have to complain about? Yes, some bad things may have happened. Doesn't mean you're supposed to give up. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to play the victim. There's too much of that going on today, playing the victim. If you want to play the victim, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you want to play the victim, that's a spiritual footprint. And again, the universe is one big ass algorithm. So what's going to happen here? Playing the victim, the universe will start to continue to give you more things to play a victim about. Have you seen somebody that's always in the rut, always in the runt? Every time you can talk to them 1 or 2 years later, and they're continually being in that same run. And you try to think, man, this person was in this shit 3 years ago. What the hell's going on? And it gets to the point where it starts to affect their health. Have you guys seen that? It's because the universe has recorded their spiritual footprint. Their spiritual footprint is steady going in a direction where the universe thinks that's where they prefer to go. So the universe will keep giving them more of that's taking them in that direction. And things don't change until they change. Things don't change just because your thinking changed. Things change when your habits change. Because your habits is leaving a spiritual footprint. So if you're in a bad situation right now, you want to make a difference, you want to change your life around, then you have to change your spiritual footprint. Relate things that's worse in your situation. That's how you apply the law of relativity. You apply the law of relativity by simply relate things that's worse than your situation, and you will find your situation to not be all that bad. And you have the opportunity to fix your situation, to address your challenges. What's the third law of third natural law of the universe? Is called the law of cause and effect. I really love to talk about this law. I really love to talk about this law. For every cause, there's an effect. For every effect, there's a cause. Listen to this, folks. I live by these laws, by the way. Whenever someone does something bad to you, falsely accuse you, physically abuse you, whatever it is that they do bad to you, it will make you stronger. But they are the ones that have to pay for it. That's the law of cause and effect. It's like a domino effect. And you got to understand something. There are a lot of accusations going on around the world today with the climate that we're living in. A lot of that going on today. Somebody say, oh, they touched me. They hit me. They're trying to go after people's careers because people don't support a narrative. Now, I'm not talking about people who are guilty of doing something wrong to a woman or anybody else. The law needs to take care of them. But there are people who have been falsely accused. And nothing happens to the person who do the accusing, the false accusation. They never have. But the universe will. That's the law of cause and effect, folks. That's the law of cause and effect. I ain't make this up. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, when people do something like that to you, God will allow them to see that happen to them people who tried to defame you. It happens. That's law. It's law. It will make you. It will take you down. You will get mad, but you got to get over it real quick because you don't want your spiritual footprint to be recorded, and then more of that energy will be taking you down a frequency you don't want to go in. So yeah, people are gonna do shit to you. They're gonna falsely accuse you of shit, whether it's on your job, in your personal life, your business life, doesn't matter. They're gonna steal from you. But you gotta let it go. Unless you want to dig two graves, one for them and one for yourself. That's the law of cause and effect. How do you apply it? How do you apply it? Take the high road. What is taking the high road? Treating people better than you expect to be treated. Treating people better than they treat you. Treat them better than they treat you. As a matter of fact, compete with them. Oh, you want to do these good things for me? Okay, watch me. Watch me do some better, great things for you. Compete with them. That's all it's doing is raising your level of vibration in a very, very positive way. That's the cause and effect. So as we talk about that, that's applying the law of cause and effect, folks. That's a natural law. The next law coming down here, I love this one. This is the law of polarity. The law of polarity. What is the law of polarity, people? The law of polarity is everything has an opposite. Left, right, north, south, east, west, up, down, black, white, negative, positive. The law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. Everything. Nothing exists without an opposite. Nothing. And watch this, though. Why does everything has an opposite? Everything has an opposite for balance. For balance. Where Jay proved that. Okay. Turn the light on in your house. Okay, it works, right? Turn your car on. Your car starts up, right? You know why? Because your car won't start, your light won't turn on. None of the things happen without negative and positive working congruently. That's the balance. If you love positive so much, guess what? Try to start your car without the negative post plugged up and see if your car starts up just on a positive post. Or just try to charge your car up with just the negative pulse in your body, on your battery. See if the car start up. Balance. So what is it, folks? You never would get rid of negative because it's there for balance. That's why you gotta have haters. Everybody can't love you. You gotta have haters. Your haters is helping the people who love you. Listen, folks, the people who love you will appreciate you. They will thank you. The people who hate you will promote you. So with both of those in balance, folks, you elevate. The haters are doing their part. Don't get mad at them. They're supposed to be there. That's the law of polarity. This light you see, I turn this light off, I turn it back on because negative and positive working together. Because guess what? You can have too much of negative. You can also have too much of positive. You guys didn't know that, did you? Let me give you an example. You have distress and you have eustress. What is eustress? EU, then the word stress. EU stress. What is eustress? Eustress is good stress. Distress is bad stress, is what people always see as bad. Now, guess what? Here's the thing, folks. Whether it is good stress or bad stress, they both have the same effect on the body. They both have the same effect on the body. Why? You're too excited. You ever seen somebody get so excited they jump in and they say, "Oh, wait a minute, I gotta calm down. Gotta calm down." It's had the same effect as bad stress. It's just called good stress, which is called eustress. Same thing. Both have the same. That's why you got to stay balanced, because that's what they're both there for. They both are there for balance. If you're too far this way, it's not healthy. If you're too far this way, it's not healthy. If you're too far on the positive, it ain't healthy. If you're too far on the negative, it ain't healthy. There's nothing wrong with having positivity. You can be a positive individual, but you have negativity that's going to be there. Doesn't mean that you have to be a negative person, but you have negative experiences. So your negative experiences, you don't get rid of them. You can't get rid of them, but you can direct them. You can just say, oh, move them over to the side. Let them do what they're doing over there. Just like negative people. You're never going to get negative people in your life. You got them in your family. Take those negative family members or friends, move them over there. Says, excuse me, I need to get that way. I'm going this way. Excuse me. Move them to the side. You can direct the negative, but you can carry the positive with you. It's just like chewing the meat and spitting out the fat. But the negative is going to be there. They're not going anywhere. That's one thing people don't understand. See, the main problem that people have is thinking they're not supposed to have them. You're going to have problems. You're going to have adversity. You're going to have hurdles. So every goal you create, obstacles are also created. That is the balance. Those obstacles are there to train you, to shape you into the person you need to become in order for you to reach the goal that you set for yourself. That's what they're there for, folks. So that, my friend, is the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. What is the law of gestation? This is number 5. We got a couple of more to go. The law of gestation means everything will manifest when it's ready to be manifested. Everything will manifest when it's ready to be manifested. That's a natural law. The law of gestation. What's the gestation period of birth, of pregnancy? Typically 9 months. Every goal you create has a gestation period. In that goal, you see, remember I told you, we talking about energy and frequency. So everything I told you, energy, whenever you think of, the frequency becomes. During that frequency, you have to apply the action, the commitment. What happens during the time that you're committing this action? Growth is happening. What happens during a 9-month pregnancy gestation period? Growth. The baby is growing. The baby is not ready to be born until that growth ends in the pregnancy of that 9-month period. Now, everything you think of, anything you want to do also has a gestation period. But you have to work at it. You have to grow. The more you work, the more you grow. If you're not working towards your goal, you're not growing towards your goal. This is why people say, man, I'm going through things. No, no, no. You don't go through things, you grow through them. Because obstacles are there to shape you into the person you need to become in order for you to be a better person to reach that goal. You are not that individual that's going to reach that goal. Nobody sets a goal and just sit around and expect it to happen without them working for it. It doesn't work that way. That is not how the universe is wired. So that is the law of gestation. Whatever goal you create, obstacles are created as well. And those obstacles, now here's the thing you got to understand. Those obstacles are going to come and find you, whether you are working towards those goals or not. So the question you ask yourself, would you rather for those obstacles to catch you or come find you working towards your goal where you have built some momentum? Or would you rather those obstacles to come and find you sitting on your ass or with your pants down? Because they're going to come. They're supposed to come. By law, they're supposed to come. That's part of your gestation period. You got to grow. You got to allow the universe to record your spiritual footprint before those obstacles come, because they're coming. That, my friend, is the law of gestation. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Let me bring it up a little bit closer, because I want to talk about this next one called the law of rhythm. And the law of rhythm, folks, this is important. The law of rhythm. What is the law of rhythm? The law of rhythm means everything that comes in must go out. As the tide comes in, the tide also goes back out. As one passes away, another is being born. As the day comes, then the night comes. Or the night comes, then the day comes. That's the law of rhythm. It's a universal law. How do you apply the law of rhythm? You just got to know that whatever it is that you're going through, bad times, guess what? Good times are on the way. But as long as you stay there dwelling on the bad times, it's no telling when those good times are coming. Because those good times are come naturally when you work for those things to happen. Not because you're just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself and playing the victim. It's not how the universe works, folks. This is why I keep telling folks to stay away from politics. Stop looking for politicians to liberate you. They ain't gonna do a damn thing. They're not supposed to. Matter of fact, they can't. That's your job. Help's not coming. You are your best option. You have to put yourself to work. You have to participate in your own rescue. It's the law of rhythm. And if you're having good times right now, guess what? Bad times are on the way. It's a fact. Robert Kiyosaki said once, if you prepare yourself for bad times, then you will only know good times. So prepare yourself for bad times. Get your education. Do whatever it is required for you to take yourself, your family to the next, or your community to the next level. A lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people just sit on social media and just look at gossip all day, or just wait for Joe Biden to help them. He ain't gonna help you, folks. All the help that they've been doing all these years ain't done nothing but crippled you. That's why you won't get off your ass today. That's a fact. And guess what? That defies against the laws of the universe. That defies against the law of rhythm. That's why you people have such bad experiences year after year after year, and they don't really see any good ones because they defies against these natural laws. Defy against these natural laws. And you wonder, damn, when is shit gonna get better? It'll get better when you make them better. You have total control. You are 100% responsible for what goes on in your life. Until you are ready to accept that, you will continue to defy this natural law of rhythm. Facts. Okay, let's go to the last one. We're going to go to the seventh natural law of the universe. That is called the law of transmutation. This is a powerful one. This is a powerful one, folks. The law of transmutation. The law of transmutation basically states that everything flows in and out. Not everything. Energy flows in and out of physical form. Energy flows in and out of physical form. You see, we went through all seven of these laws. Energy is all through them all. None of this happens without energy. Nothing. Energy flows in and out of physical form. I practically told you guys what this law is in the beginning. When I told you that your thoughts, your dreams are all coming from a spiritual realm, from a spiritual place. And you manifest that in the physical by action. Remember, I told you the frontal lobe of your brain deals with thinking and planning. The motor cortex is movement and action. So you have to follow these functions of the brain. Listen, your higher self conceives, your physical brain receives, your physical mind perceives. That is energy flowing in and out of physical form. See, everything that is physical, folks, come from a non-physical place. Let me repeat that. Everything that is physical come from a non-physical place. That includes you and I. We come from nothing, but we are everything in physical form. That's the law of transmutation. Energy flows in and out of physical form. Anything that you see has energy. It wouldn't exist if it wasn't for energy. A dead body has energy. A dead animal has energy. If you put him properly under a proper microscope, you will see that it has energy. If you put this shirt under a proper microscope, you will see that it has energy. Your hand, put it under a proper microscope, you will see that it has energy. It's moving. It's constantly moving, but because of vibration, your hands is vibrating at a more than supernova speed. So is your shirt. So is this glass, your computer, your phone, your laptop. You put any of that in there, it's moving, folks. It's vibrating. Why is it vibrating? It's vibrating because of energy. Energy and frequency. Your energy will determine your frequency. Remember before I said if you allow things to distract you, the universe will keep giving you more distractions. And as it gives you more distractions, it's taking you further. This is your role. This is your role for your goal. And here is the role of distractions. As you continue to get distracted, the universe is going to keep giving you more distractions, while your role or your goals is still this way. You started getting distracted. You see how further apart you're becoming from your goals because you're getting distracted? That is because the universe is a big algorithm. It has recorded your spiritual footprint. And whichever you feed the most, the universe is going to keep assisting you in that frequency. So you keep getting distracted. How many people you know have a proper gift, a major gift, but they just all over the place, just doing everything else because those things are distracting them. And then the universe is going to keep giving you more distractions. It's going to keep giving you more ideas to be distracted by. It's going to keep doing that. If you have a nonprofit organization and your organization is to help the homeless, that's your gift. That is your calling, right? If somebody else come to you and say, "Hey, man, we want to help battered women," that's a distraction, even though it's a good cause. See, a distraction doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It doesn't always have to be a bad cause. It could be a good cause, but guess what? That's not your focus. So you say, "Oh man, that's a good thing, man. You're helping battered women. Okay, I can get involved with that." Now you've taken yourself away from your calling. Not saying anything wrong with going that direction, but it's a distraction. You guys understand what I'm saying? How you doing, Tina Lee? You guys understand what I'm saying? It's a distraction. Even though it's a good cause. Hey man, we got a nonprofit to help school uniforms. Trying to get kids school uniform. That's a good cause. But it's not yours. It's not your cause. It's not your calling. So you've gotten distracted. It's going to keep giving you more of this. And next thing you know, your goal, your calling is sitting all the way over here by itself. All the way over there by itself. Waiting for you to finally come back to it. But you over here with all these different distractions. That's a fact. So that's why we talked about this, folks. This is why we talked about these natural laws of the universe. That's the law of transmutation. Every energy flows in and out of physical form. I don't make this up. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Listen, let's get those likes up. Thank you for those who are watching on YouTube right now. I really appreciate you guys. Those of you who are watching on Twitch, thank you guys very much for coming through. Really appreciate you. Let's get those likes up, folks. Get those likes up. Get those hearts up. Do whatever it is you got to do. YouTubers, thank you for watching on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Those who are watching via the Tampa Bay Friends and Events group, I thank you guys as well for coming through. Hope this makes sense to you. Hope this, and this doesn't, and now these laws, folks, don't care what your religion is, these laws does not challenge any of your religion. This is the law. God created these laws. These are universal laws. Just like the law of gravity. As Michael Beckwith once said, it doesn't care if you're a good person or a bad person. If you walk off of a building, you're gonna hit the ground. That's the law. That's the law of gravity. So these laws apply to you whether you believe in them or not. They still apply to your life. So you better learn how to utilize these laws so that these laws won't work against you. If you got an attitude problem, you're evil, guess what? These laws will work against you because these laws are recording your spiritual footprint and say, oh, this is where they're going. This is what we need help. We need to help them here. We need to help them there. Oh, this person is getting ready to walk into a bush full of fire. We recorded it. The universe records your footprint, and they're going to keep giving you more leeway to take you right to that bush of fire. Unless there's a way of getting it stopped. Hope this makes sense to you guys. Do me a favor, share the video with anybody. Share it. If this video didn't help you, that's okay. Someone that you know this video can help. Okay. Support the podcast as well. No more than $20. You can see it down at the bottom of the screen. It's $ J Hunter Lee. Support the podcast. $5, $10, $15, $20, don't matter. Whatever you can give, it don't matter. I'm not looking for $40 and $50 and all that, folks. I don't need your money. This is strictly for the podcast. Okay. I don't need your money. If you start sending me $50, $100 and stuff like that, I'm gonna decline it. I'm gonna send it back to you. I ain't hurting for money. I'm doing great. I'm really, really doing great. So I don't need your money, folks. You don't have to send that kind of money. Just small donations towards it's for the podcast. Eventually, this equipment is going to go out, not go out, but be outdated, and I'm going to need to update it so I can continue to give you guys some content. So with that being said, I want you guys to do me one bigger favor, and that is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.